Welcome to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate CPU League. In this series, we will have new matches every week featuring every character in the game. Every character will have one match per week. You can see way ahead of time who will be fighting who and make predictions for either the week or the entire league. Yes, the entire matchup schedule has been made and will be on a single document that is viewable to everyone. See the description for that document. I will now be explaining how this league works, so if you're curious or forget how things work, you can always reference back to this video. To start, there are 8 divisions that the characters have been broken up into. Note that the list has been completely randomized, but I do think it did a good job of spreading out characters based on series for the most part. Though if you do notice, Mario and Bowser ended up in the same division, which, sometimes a little division rivalry is a good thing, you know? As you'll notice, some divisions have 11 characters, while some have 10. Unfortunately, Smash Ultimate has a very inconvenient number of characters. It's just impossible to split them up evenly, unless you do 2 divisions of 43. But I'm not doing 43 weeks of this. But don't worry, I do have a solution for the uneven divisions. More on that in a second. For the regular season, there are 11 weeks, meaning every character will have 11 matches to play. This number corresponds with the max number of characters per division. What this does is ensure that everyone in the division will get a chance to fight each other. This regular season will play out like a round-robin style tournament within each division with some extra steps because of the uneven divisions. For weeks 1 through 9, Division 3 and Division 6 will do a normal round-robin type of tournament. By week 9, all characters will have played each other in their division. For Week 10 and Week 11, Division 3 and Division 6 will go head-to-head. In Week 10, they will be matched up by their corresponding number. So, for example, number 1 of Division 3 is Peach, and number 1 of Division 6 is Terry. So Week 10's match will be Peach versus Terry, and so on and so forth. For Week 11, Division 3's number 1 will be paired with 6's number 2, Division 6's number 1 with 3's number 2, 3's 3 with 6's 4, vice versa, and so on and so forth. You'll get the idea if you look at the matchup chart for that week. For the other divisions, a regular round robin is not possible without a bye week or a rest week. I didn't want to not have a character fight each week though, so here's how that will work. Every week, one character from each division will be paired off with the corresponding number from its neighboring division. So, for week 1, number 11 from each division is getting paired off. Division 1's number 11 is Sonic, and Division 2's number 11 is Corrin. So the match for Week 1 is Sonic vs. Corrin. Division 1's bye character every week will always be paired with Division 2's bye character, Division 4's with 5's, and 7's with 8's. Thankfully, we have an even number of divisions with 11 characters to do this, so that everyone can fight every week. So after 11 weeks, everyone will have had a chance to play each other in the division and gotten a chance to fight its neighboring division at least once. There will be a win-loss record for every character that will be updated on the document every week. The top 2 characters of each division will move on to the playoffs. Any tiebreaks will be determined by fighting it out in a tiebreak match. If more than 2 characters are fighting for a single spot, it will be determined with a short round-robin style tournament until that spot has been filled. Now, if you'll notice, the divisions are split into 2 conferences, East and West. This is done so that way matchups can be determined in the playoffs. Each conference will have seeds 1 through 8. The top seed will be determined by the highest win-loss ratio and the 8th seed by the lowest. Any ties will first be determined by which character has a better KD ratio, all stocks taken versus stocks lost. If that is also equal, then it will go to least number of SDs. If that is also equal, a tiebreak 1 stock match will settle the seed. For the first round of the playoffs, Seed 1 will fight Seed 8, 2 will fight 7, 3 fights 6, and 4 fights 5. The winner of 1 versus 8 will fight 4 versus 5, and 2 versus 7 will fight 3 versus 6. The winner of those 2 matches will fight each other for Conference Champion. Then the 2 Conference Champions will fight each other for the Grand Championship. Now on to the rules for each match. Each match will be 2 stocks with a 4-minute time limit. Keep in mind that CPUs are not always as efficient as tournament level players, and therefore each match could take a significant amount of time for a 3-stock match with a 7-minute time limit, like a normal tournament. So, to keep things moving, I've come up with this rule set. Items will be off and stages will be randomly selected from a list of neutral stages. Those stages are Final Destination, Battlefield, Smashville, Pokemon Stadium 2, and Small Battlefield. Stage hazards will be off. In the event of a timeout, the player with higher stock count wins. If equal stock count, the player with lower percentage will win. If equal percentage, then the sudden death will be played out. If a tie happens in the sudden death, then we'll play a 1-stock match till somebody wins. For the playoffs, the format will slightly change. For the playoffs, we will be using the standard 7-minute time limit with 3 stocks, and each match will be a best of 3. The grand finals will be a best of 5 match. Where and when can you watch or keep up on the latest information? All matches will be streamed live on Twitch at twitch.tv/PentSage. Link will be in the description. The stream will start every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time in the US, or GMT-5. Please come join me as we watch the results come in real time. I will be providing a brief opening statement at the start of the stream and some closing words at the end, but everything in between will have no commentary. But I will be in the chat talking right alongside you all. After all, I am a spectator in this as well. If the stream needs to be pushed back or rescheduled, I will make a post about it. The archive should be immediately viewable on Twitch. The next day the YouTube version will be available on this channel. As mentioned earlier, all records will be kept on the big document that will be viewable to everyone. This will record each character's win-loss ratio, as well as their KD ratio or stocks taken versus stocks lost, and lastly, number of SDs or self-destructs. You can already see every regular season matchup from Week 1 to Week 11, as well as the division breakdown. Feel free to send me your predictions, short and long term. Lastly, I want to give some miscellaneous notes before I end the video. As far as colors go, it will be pretty basic. Mostly default colors will be used in the match. One exception is Link, who will have his classic look. Another exception will be Corrin, who will be using the default female color. Byleth will be male, but with the green hair. Robin will use the default male color. Bowser Jr., Steve, and Hero will all use their default colors. Me, Swordfighter, Brawler, and Gunner will be the default versions as well, meaning all of the number 1 moves. This takes all of the guesswork out of the process. There are a lot of variables that could be introduced if we customize or change moves mid-season. I will say ahead of time though that I do reserve the right to change this if we see that all 3 are performing very poorly and it's clear that the moveset is holding them back. That, in my opinion, is very unlikely. And of course, lastly, I reserve the right to change or alter rules or format mid-season if something is horribly wrong. I'm not perfect, and maybe there is an oversight that could come to light that I did not account for. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all there.
Anything can change.